Hi everyone, this is Val, and today I would like to show you the very last journal I've just finished right now. I'm actually got a couple of things I still want to add in there, so I'll show you those in a second. This one is Jane Austen theme. It's not my own kit. This one is pretty much based on Artie Maze's kit, and it's very pretty. I've used some of the elements of it for the cover, but I also designed a few things myself to put in there simply because I can. And I've made a pocket on the front, and there's a couple of cards in there. Now I'll just show you these things here before I go on. I made an envelope which will go in the journal, but I'm thinking I'll put in some of the leftovers if they don't make it into the journal. So I've got some of the cutout figures from Jane Austen era, and they're really cute. So I'll put those in the envelope, so whoever buys this journal will get those extras. And there's also some tickets, and there's a few tags left over as well floating about. So anything that's left over that doesn't make it in to this journal will be in this little envelope as a little goodies for whoever gets the journal in the end to finish decorating. I've got to put these in. This is the last thing I've made. Now, I really messed this up because I was trying to do the folder of a tag, and I got a bit carried away with myself and cut them apart. But there's two more that we might put in as we do our flip through. Now this one is another little one. It's a bit of a prototype of what I was trying to do with that one, and it's kind of like it's a double-sided tag, but when you open it up there's more journal space inside, so it's kind of like a tag flip. And it's also a tag tuck because there's a couple of little tags there that just tuck in the side of that one there, in that front one. I'll put it all together later if it doesn't go together quickly, because I hate stuffing about waiting for somebody to tuck stuff back where it belongs. So it's tied with pink seam binding. There's about 50 pages in this one. I haven't actually counted them because I never know whether to count every little scrap of paper I put in there, but it's about 50, 52, something like that. And it measures about 9 inches by 6 inches. You might have to do your own conversion on that because I don't know what it is if you want metric. So yeah, as I said, very pretty kit, quite a romantic era. And I've put in some extras of my own that I really love about this this time, and this particular woman who was so very clever but kind of ahead of her time, because she was a romantic in a time when romance wasn't really the thing. Life was so pragmatic. It was about marrying for station or marrying for property or whatever, and women didn't have too many options. She chose not to marry in the end, really. She was engaged one time and got engaged one evening and broke it off the next morning. So I just don't think she wanted a man telling her what she could and couldn't do. So that's just a little bit of information that I gathered up and printed out. And it's about introductions and greetings in Regency times in England. It's quite interesting reading, to be honest. Glad I don't live then. I didn't live in those days, is what I'm trying to say. So I've made a little flip out here because I've got a little book that was really interesting too, and the book was Etiquette for Ladies, and there's quite some interesting information about, you know, the way things were, the customs and so forth from back in the day then. A little tuck spot there on the side, the back of the flip, with a little tuck on the side of that. And this one here is a little, like a little journal card but with extra paper. So you've got all that paper to write on, as well as it's on the back of that little card. I don't actually have anything sticking in this one here, so let's just, for now, I don't think any of those will do. We'll just move that one there, because there's a tuck spot there as well. Sorry if I'm not in frame. And this is the first video I've taken for over a year. I have been away from journaling for some time. So this is kind of like learning all over again. So if I make any stuff ups, I hope you'll bear with me and forgive me. So I've made some altered paper clips, but I've made them like pretties with the fabric and lace and a bit of bling. And there's a card tucked under that one there. Which of all my important nothings shall I tell you first? And this is a page out of another book that I found. It's about Jane Austen's life and a bit about her writing. So very interesting book. And, you know, I would have had a lot of trouble actually deconstructing this book, except that I accidentally got two of them. So I keep one as my reference book, and I just love Jane Austen anything to do with her. So I'm happy to keep one book intact for reading and one which I'm using for information for my journals. It's a bit of, I think it's called onion paper. And this is one of the new style of pockets I'm making, which is a window face envelope, and you just utilise the window face as part of the decorations. And there's actually room for something behind there, so let's put another tag behind. Just a bit of rose, like vellum paper. And I've put the hearts on the string, of course, because although it wasn't terribly romantic times as far as I can tell looking back, Jane Austen herself was quite romantic. I've tried to put lots of pockets, and there's also lots of writing space, and where there is a pocket generally, they're multi-layered. So this is another one of the new pocket styles that I'm doing with 3 spaces, and we already have used up all our extra tags, but I said I've got more still, so I like to make them kind of really stuffed where I have a pocket, so that instead of having a pocket with one tag or whatever on several pages, I try to condense it and heap up the pockets when I do have a pocket. There's a bit of variety of papers and stuff through here. And this is a double pocket with the music paper at the back, and then this picture from the kit there. Happiness in marriage is entirely a matter of chance. So I guess Jane herself wasn't prepared to take the chance, and that is a flip up, which doesn't really work, and I'll have to sort that out later. I wasn't aware I was doing a flip up. No, I wasn't. I think it should be shut down. Let me see what I should have done there. I'll come back to that. It will be fixed. So another one of those little 3-layer pockets there. Quite like those. Very pretty lace there on the side. I just think it's all just about the lace and the soft pink flowers and so forth. A little bit of a lace pocket here which hasn't been filled yet, so for now I'll just put that one in there. And try to sort of put in a variety of different papers. Another double pocket there, and I'll need something for the back, but I've got lots of things I haven't used yet, so I'll put something in there. I wasn't aware I hadn't done it. And one of the little handmade envelopes I did, and it's got another one of Jane's sayings in there. I wish, as well as everyone else, to be perfectly happy, but like everybody else, it must be in my own way. And perhaps that's the independence peeking through, that she didn't want to marry and have some man tell her what to do. And believe me, in those days, they did. Another one of those altered paper clips with the fabric and a bit of bling on there, and there's a couple of tags behind that one. Here we go with a pocket I've made from book pages. And so, yeah, it's got different layers there to put stuff in. And this one here that I'm going to point out to you now, it's another one. It's another one in that range of information I've got. And this is about courtship. And so it's really interesting when you read what life was like then. So, you know, a kiss was an indication to marry. So, like, if you didn't want to be betrothed to someone, you certainly wouldn't let him kiss you. And touching was not acceptable except when dancing. So how times have changed. But yeah, I just love all that information about romance, as it's so called, in Regency times, which was about, I think it was about 1860 or something like that. So here's another one. A woman, especially if she has the misfortune of knowing anything, should conceal it as well as she can. So being an educated woman was not really, it was not really what they wanted of you. So here's another one of those window faces that have been altered, and a nice little tag there in there. And I like to sort of arrange them so you can see something pretty through the window. And on the back, another one of those cards that I've altered so that it's the journaling card, but it's also got that extra writing space there as well. So I quite like those. I made a few of those, as you can see. There's 2 in this journal. This one is just a card from the kit. So, you pierce my soul, I am half agony, half hope, I have loved none but you. I think that's her Pride and Prejudice. I should remember all those things. I don't. I've read all those books. And she's written quite a few. Very clever woman. So this one is a saying from Sense and Sensibility, and it isn't what we say or think that defines us, but what we do. And how true is that? This is another little thing I've been experimenting making with the window face, and I make it so it's a tuck, as you can see. So it just tucks over the page like that. So it's pretty on this side, but you could have something tucked behind it if you wished. And it's got a little card or whatever you want to put on that side. So I kind of love those. I've been trying to make different pockets and experiment with what I do. So, and I've used some of my die cuts just to make pretty little curved tuck spots as well. It's a page from another book about dance in that era. And that's the third of the little altered paper clips with the fabric and the lace and the blingy gem. And just a accordion letter type thing, which is blank, but it's more writing space for the journal owner. And some beautiful paper here. I think this might be from Bev's Painty Papers, which I got from Chrissy Phillips, or from her Etsy shop, but her mum Bev makes them. I think it's really gorgeous. Love it. And a little corner tuck here with a few things in there. Another one of the cards that I made to go in this journal. And this one is about dance, so it's the third of the information little brochures about the time when all of this took place. Hearts on a string again. Another one of those several levels of little tuck spots that I'm having fun making at the moment. And in this one, there's two cards on this side on that edge tuck, and it's "You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you," and that's from Pride and Prejudice. This one, I don't know where it's from, but apparently Jane Austen said this. She said, "I could easily forgive his pride if he had not mortified mine." So, I could be wrong, there might have been romance in the day, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all. So, that's another one about "You pierce my soul," "I'm half agony, half hope," and the one about happiness in marriage being entirely a matter of choice, of chance. But they kind of match the tuck spot there. Here's a piece out of that little book that I have, The Etiquette for Ladies, and it's about dinner parties and all that kind of stuff. It was so formal in those days. The rest of that page about dance costumes and positions. So I tried to mix up the papers, make it interesting, but there's still plenty of writing space in there, as well as plenty of tuck spots and tags and tickets. And I've still got stuff that can go in here. I will either put it in or it will go in this envelope, which will also be, once it's filled, be tucked into the journal. So it's quite a good little package. I think it looks gorgeous. I myself love it. If no one wants to buy it, I might keep it myself. I will need a new one soon. And that's that. That's that one. Thank you so much for looking. Bye now.